swear to fuck.
Is that a promise?
Listen. You guys can't see Xavier, but he looks like Andrew Ryan. I've been giving him shit all day.
I grew out my mustache.
Grow out the mustache.
Paul's got a beard, so I've been calling him different bearded.
Mustache. Mustache. You've never heard that song?
No, I haven't.
To show it to you. But anyway, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to yet another chilling episode of Spooky Spaghetti. My name is Paul.
My name is Xavier.
My name is Tina Fey.
Yeah, Tina Fey, get the fuck off the table before you make any more noise. And today, with special guest Austin Tina Fey Ketchel, we're going to be dishing out some pasta. But first, gentlemen, what have you been up to today?
I was being kink shamed. A little bit at dinner.
Was that what that was?
A little bit, yeah.
Oh, you fucking pervert.
I'm not. We're not going to talk about that. Anyway,
what have you been up to recently then?
BioShock.
Oh.
Lots of BioShock.
Oh, okay.
And lots of Stardew Valley.
Games, in other words. Lots of games.
Listen. I have
this is the least exciting episode we've done so far.
There is a piece of advice I want to give to listeners.
Please
man chooses a slave. Oh wait, can you tell?
I'm gonna cut this out. I hope you know.
Yeah, I figured.
Xavier, what have you been up to
Also,
recently?
you're too lazy. You're not gonna cut it out.
Fuck you.
Well, let's see here. Today I worked.
Yeah.
Today was boring, except for now. Man, other than that, what the hell have we been doing since the last episode?
We went to a Halloween store.
Yeah, we went to a Halloween store, but since the last episode you were on.
Yeah, since the last episode I was on, man, I have done so much.
We don't have to phone you in for this one.
Yeah, that's right. That was funny. I was at work. Well, yeah, you guys probably heard, obviously, so I don't need to tell the story again.
That's if you listen to the last episode.
Well, yeah, if you listen to the last episode. I was at work, and I called Paul, and then he called back, and he was like, "Hey, you're live!" Oh, okay. Cool.
But since the last episode.
Since the last episode, man, I'm trying to think when that was, because I've done so much.
That was a while ago. You know what the last one was? The last one was Room Zero, and the one before that...
And I wasn't even in Room Zero.
No, the one before that...
Is that the thing that stocks the fields?
Something like that. I don't remember.
Was that the one where I lost my mind?
It was probably about mid to end July.
Okay, that's quite a while ago. Okay, well, I've attended a wedding, helped record that for a friend. That was fun.
Oh, yeah.
Worked a lot, obviously, because work is a thing.
Taking in that minimum wage green.
Oh, yeah, greenbacks.
Hookers and blow.
Hookers and blow.
Yeah, okay.
Someone obviously didn't listen to Room Zero.
Not yet.
You son of a...
So I did that, and then, let's see here. I also recently went and explored a couple of abandoned buildings. That was fun.
That's right, you went urban spelunking.
Urban spelunking, yeah, with our other good friend.
With the Kavika one.
That one.
Kavika-shaped skeleton that we have.
Yeah, that spooky skeleton.
Spooky, scary
Skeletons and shivers down your spine.
Thanks, Kavika.
What?
I don't know.
Shout out to
Other
Kavika.
Kavika. Shout out to Kavika.
I said thanks, Kavika. Never mind, go ahead.
Thanks, Obama.
Thanks, Ork-Bama.
So yeah, and that was a lot of fun. Fraught with peril and a lot of dead birds.
You killed way too many birds on that journey.
Oh, we had to eat somehow.
So, this is actually being recorded after Xavier's stint in prison for trespassing. How was it like?
That was jail.
Inside?
Nah, man, we were in Holden.
Nah, man, we went to Holden. There's a big difference.
How'd that go?
Check out 50% off. Just do it.
Did you see Big Tim?
Big Tim? Nah, he's little Tim now.
Easter Dave.
After what happened to him with Easter Dave.
He dead.
What about Vegas Joe?
What?
Vegas Joe.
Viggs Joe?
No, Vegas Joe.
Oh, Vegas Joe.
He
Okay.
moved back to Vegas.
Yeah.
He's from Cincinnati.
Yeah, he
Well,
lived
why
in
the
Vegas.
hell is he called Vegas Joe?
My name's Denver. Oh, you must be from Denver. No, I'm from Connecticut.
Yeah, it's one of those things.
No, I came from Canada. Come on, man. What are you talking
I'm
about?
Canadian, you bastard.
You better say you're sorry.
Sorry. Sorry.
As for me, I've been in the same boat, just a shit ton of work. I realized that I have a strong love for pop figures.
Pop.
Yeah, that's
Pop,
what I said.
not pot.
I don't think that really translated very well anyway.
Mostly because I hung out with one of my managers, and we went to this one little collectible shop, and they had hundreds, and it was awesome.
Oh my god, can we...
I was lucky enough to restrain myself. Otherwise, if I had bought one, I would have wound up spending $50 buying like 30 of them.
Can we talk about the guy that contacted you about me? Let's not use his real name. I don't want to use his real name, but can we...
What happened today?
Just because my reaction to it, like you telling, like, we won't say what
Mr.
they
Dublin.
said. Yeah, Mr. Dublin.
Mr. Dublin. So, not a couple weeks ago, I got in contact with this one guy who had hit me up maybe beginning of July.
Uh-huh.
He goes, "Oh, I see you're a friend of Austin." I go, "Yeah, he's my best friend and all this, blah blah blah." He gets back to me, and I hit him up like a week ago or two, and because I never got the notification that he had even messaged me in the first place. You go, "Yeah, he's my best friend." He goes, "Oh, wow, I don't even remember messaging you." But, and his name was Dublin, and he, contacts me, and he goes, "Oh, yeah, Austin, we've been fighting. He blocked me a while ago, and I'm all sad and everything." I'm like, "Oh, gee, what happened?" He goes, "Oh, I made this joke," and he cried, and then he blocked me.
Yeah, well, the gist of it was, apparently, he was saying that...
Oh, no.
Well, let's give someone that's just personal
I got it.
personal
No,
stuff.
I got it. So after a while, I'm like, okay, well, the next time I see Austin, I'll have him message you, see if I can't get him to, get over this little, I don't know, feud. And then I find out later that I guess Austin and Dublin were dating online.
Yeah, no,
And
long
I was
sword
like,
love affair.
wow, Austin at least would have told us about this.
Yeah.
And so apparently I got him to spill more of the beans, and apparently he goes on and says, there was this asshole named Tim that got, they were fighting, and Dublin made a joke, and it pissed Austin off.
Like, I do get pissed off at jokes.
Yeah, and he gets pissed off, and then he blocks him, and they break up and they block. And so I hear that, and I'm like, well, that's weird. I've never even heard of this story. So then when I see Austin, I'm like, so do you remember this guy, Dublin? This guy got in a fight and he blocked him, and Austin's just like, what are you talking about?
No. Here's my side. When we see my side of the story. So he's like, hey, so your boyfriend contacted me. And I was like, excuse me? Yeah, no, Dublin. And I'm like, Dublin who? And he says the name, and I'm like, I'm actually trying to think to myself, because I'm like, I haven't dated anyone for 2 years. My last relationship was a woman. This was a man. So I haven't dated anyone since that woman 2 years ago. So I'm thinking to myself, like, I don't know anyone named Dublin, but I'm trying to think. It's like I talk to people on the internet a lot, so I'm like, did I give someone the wrong impression? What? Like, and then Paul's like telling me the whole story, and I start feeling worse and worse because I'm like, oh my god,
did I block all of this out?
Yeah, like I'm trying to remember myself. I'm like, there's no way I did this, but at the same time, there's this little back part of me that's like, did you? Who is this guy?
So what I wind up doing is I like hit him back up, and he's like, same old, just upset and everything. So I ask him, so I got a question for you. What is Austin's last name? Dublin goes, oh, it's Sanchez. And I go, oh,
thank you.
Wow, I'm thinking of someone completely different.
Well, no, that was the thing. Is like you didn't think to ask him immediately, like when he said, "Hey, Austin."
Because I only really hang out with one Austin.
I get that, but you don't like think to ask like, which Austin is this? Just to clarify on your own. I'm the one that has to tell you. Is like, did you ask him which Austin?
Yeah, but how often? Do you know how often I see all my other friends who are named Austin? Never.
I have to ask people to clarify when they say Paul because I know like 4 Pauls.
Okay, you may know 4 Pauls, but how often do you hang out with all 4 Pauls?
About as often as I hang out with you.
I hate you.
And just coming from my perspective, like, they picked me up because, like, I just got off work today, and then, like, I'm just sitting in the back seat, right, like you do, and they're just talking about this whole, like, torrid love affair that had happened, and I'm just like, what? I was like
happening?
really confused.
He got really in the way of his objectivism, talk, trying to.
Stop this. We're not doing this again. This Ryan Palmer shit. What was his name?
Ryan Palmer? Arnold Palmer.
Yeah, same thing.
A man chooses, a slave obeys.
And also plays
And
golf.
Paul will smack you.
I chose rapture.
Not raptor, rapture.
Hey Ryan, that was great. Hey Ryan, that was great. Can you go again? Could you re-record that? Just give me one more take.
Austin,
Hot takes.
I'll cut you. Anyway, gentlemen, are you guys ready to read some spooky stories?
Sure.
Ooh. Whew, guys, are you ready? Are you ready for a classic? An absolute classic. Today's episode, Dead Bart.
Dead Bart.
Austin's like that shitty echo.
Dead Bart.
Fuck that.
So, we're going to rate this popcorn style. It's going to go, me, who wants to read second?
I'll go.
And then Austin, and then Xavier. You know how Fox has a weird way of counting Simpsons episodes?
They refuse to count a couple of them, making the amount of episodes inconsistent.
The reason for this is a lost episode from season 1.
Finding details about this missing episode is difficult. No one who... What the fuck was that, Austin?
Thank you, Xavier. You deflected for me. I appreciate it. Let's move on. Pay no attention to the cat behind the controls.
Finding details about this episode is difficult. No one who was working on the show at the time likes to talk about it. We're doing it popcorn style, so you can take up in the next sentence.
Oh, sorry. I was waiting for you to finish the whole paragraph. I'm like, what?
Yeah,
Where is he?
Honestly.
I was like,
you want me to do... Okay, we want to do it by paragraph?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, all right, fine.
That's usually what we do. I was like, where is he?
Is it really? Oh, I guess it is.
That's
Yeah,
how we
it
do.
is,
We
yeah.
Paul.
I guess I'm also just used to the tiny micro paragraphs we tend to get on this.
Oh, yeah.
Paul and I, for listeners,
you back the fuck
Paul
away
and I
from the mic.
recorded what did we
No.
Barbie.avi today, and we were doing it by paragraph.
Yeah, we've been doing it by paragraph.
We did
for,
this
ever.
6 hours ago, and you just forgot.
Austin, it was just the two of us. It doesn't make sense to
Just
do it
the
sentence
two
by
of
sentence.
us.
I hate you so much.
Apparently, I'm like the missing link here. I mean,
We
I don't
called
know.
you.
You
We
are
called
sitting in
you.
between us. Finding detail.
Freeway.
What?
For what has been pieced together, the lost episode was written entirely by Matt Groening. During production of the first season, Matt started to act strangely. He was very quiet, seemed nervous and morbid. Mentioning this to anyone who was present results in them getting very angry and forbidding you to ever mention it to Matt.
What?
Don't you talk about that episode!
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Oh, sorry, I forgive.
Sorry about that. I am
okay.
intern from Canada.
Are you... Hey.
Hey.
I am human, you want to skateboard?
Oh my goddess. Alright. I first heard of it at an event where David Silverman was speaking. Someone in the crowd asked about the episode, and Silverman simply left the stage, ending the presentation hours early. The episode's production number was 7G06. The title was Dead Bart. The episode labeled 7G06, Moaning Lisa, was made later and given Dead Bart's production code to hide the latter's existence.
Did you guys ever watch Simpsons?
Yeah.
I'm not a fan.
It's not a bad show. I just really... I gotta start from, like, the beginning and work my way up. You know, because I used to watch it... I used to watch, like, this one season when we were a kid. Because we didn't have satellite and we had the one season on DVD. Sorry, ramble. Completely irrelevant. Moving on.
Hey, okay.
Is David Silverman, like, the producer or something?
Uh,
Austin, you have the technology in your hands.
Sure.
We have the technology.
Go for it.
Because I honestly don't know that much about The Simpsons, other than Matt Groening created it and a couple of the stars' names.
You might be a producer. I'll look it up. You guys read.
So that was the plan.
Okay. Okay, breathing. In addition to getting angry, asking anyone who is on the show about this will cause them to do everything they can to stop you from directly communicating with Matt Groening. That felt a little muddy. At a fan event, I managed to follow him after he spoke to the crowd, and eventually had a chance to talk to him alone as he was leaving the building.
Wow.
He didn't...
That's a little creepy.
I'm your biggest fan.
I'm your biggest fan.
Wow. He didn't seem upset that I had followed him.
No, he's hi. He's an animator.
Oh, okay, cool.
Okay, that makes sense.
Didn't seem upset.
Yeah, he didn't seem upset that I had followed him. Probably expected a typical encounter with an obsessive fan. When I mentioned the lost episode, though, all color drained from his face and he started trembling. When I asked him if he could tell me any details, he sounded like he was on the verge of tears. He grabbed a piece of paper, wrote something on it, and handed it to me. He begged me never to mention the episode again.
And he did not call security. Why? The piece of paper had a website address on it. I would rather not say what it was for reasons you'll see in a second. I entered the address into my browser and I came to the site that was completely black, except for a line of yellow text, a download link. That was not meant to be a question.
A download link?
A download link? Except for the line of yellow text, a download link. That should be a, what's that called with the...
A period?
No, not a period. The period and the exclamation point, and not an asterisk.
A colon?
Yeah, no, not colon.
Semicolon?
Semicolon, thank you.
Continue.
Okay.
What did you do with this download link?
I clicked on it, and the file started downloading.
Wow, I would be really surprised if it did anything else.
Once the file was downloaded, my computer went crazy. It was the worst virus I had ever seen. System restore didn't work. The entire computer had to be rebooted. Before doing this, though, I copied the file onto a CD. I tried to open it on my now empty computer, and as I suspected, there was an episode of The Simpsons on it.
I knew it!
Melting!
The episode started off like any other episode, but had very poor quality animation. If you've seen the original animation for Some Enchanted Evening, it was similar, but less stable. The first act was fairly normal, but the way the characters acted was a little off. Homer seemed angrier, Marge seemed depressed, Lisa seemed anxious, Bart seemed to have a genuine anger and hatred for his parents.
How exactly is that expressed through body language?
Arrgh, I hate ya. And I'm also a pirate.
Because, I mean, it's hard enough to see that with body language, but how are you getting that with an animation?
Well, it's probably got voiceover, too.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah.
Like he just talks like a pirate and
he didn't say. He said it was a lost episode. Didn't say it wasn't completed.
Oh, fair enough. Okay, all right, I'll give you that.
Okay. The episode was about the Simpsons going on a plane trip. Near the end of the first act, the plane was taking off. Bart was fooling around, as you'd expect. However, as the plane was about 50 feet off the ground, Bart broke a window on the plane and was sucked out.
At the beginning of the series, Matt had an idea that the animated style of the Simpsons world represented life, and that death turned things more realistic. This was used in this episode. The picture of Bart's corpse was barely recognizable. They took full advantage of it not having to move, and they made an almost photorealistic drawing of the dead body.
All right, if you're playing
it
a drinking,
was hyper-realistic.
if you're playing a drinking game, take a drink now. Come on, take a shot.
Although I do think this one preceded Sonic.exe, but don't quote me on that.
Hyper-realistic.
You are really into making love with the microphone, aren't you?
Yes. Act 1 ended with a shot of
Bart's.
Okay, sorry, I wanted to make sure I was on the right one. Act 1 ended with a shot of Bart's corpse. When Act 2 started, however...
No, that's Homer.
I know.
However, Homer, I guess they're...
I was like halfway through saying it when I was like, oh wait, that's not
Homer.
Abort.
When Act 2 started, Homer, Marge, and Lisa were sitting at their table crying. Crying went on and on. It got more pained and sounded more realistic.
I hate you.
Better acting than you would think possible. The animation started to decay even more as they cried, and you could hear murmuring in the background. The characters could barely be made out. They were stretching and blurring. They looked like deformed shadows with random bright colors thrown on them.
There were faces looking in the window, flashing in and out, so you were never sure what they looked like. And this crying went on for all of Act 2.
Act 3 opened with a little card saying 1 year had passed. Homer, Marge, and Lisa were skeletally thin and still sitting at the table. There was no sign of Maggie or the pets. I love the idea that they've just been sitting there for a year, just like pet sores hurt.
They decided to visit Bart's grave. Springfield was completely deserted. As they walked to the cemetery, the houses became more and more decrepit. They all looked abandoned. When they got to the grave, Bart's body was just laying in front of his tombstone, looking just like it did at the end of Act 1.
Just dumped him there. There we go. That's close enough.
Hyper-realism.
Austin, god damn it.
The family started crying again. Eventually they stopped and just stared at Bart's body. The camera zoomed in on Homer's face. According to summaries, Homer tells a joke at this part, but it isn't audible in the version I saw. You can't tell what Homer is saying.
The view zoomed out as the episode came to a close. The tombstones in the background had the names of every Simpsons guest star on them. Some that no one had even heard of in 1989. Some that haven't been on the show yet. All of them had death dates on them.
For guests who died since, like Michael Jackson and George Harrison, the dates were when they would die. The credits were completely silent and seemed handwritten. The final image was the Simpson family on their couch, like in the intros, but oh god, but all drawn in hyper-realistic, lifeless style of Bart's corpse.
That's another shot.
See, I like right. I see when I hear photorealistic, I think of like the Ren and Stimpy show when they would do those extreme close-ups.
Oh yeah,
that's what I think. But hyper-realistic just sounds fucking stupid, especially considering Sonic.exe ruined it for literally everyone.
Yeah,
I swear to God, Austin.
I've whispered it like 8 times.
Excuse me.
That's not how that starts.
No, it's not. Okay. A thought occurred to me after seeing the episode for the first time. You could try to use the tombstones to predict the death of living Simpsons
Of Githbar. Stroke.
My tongue tripped.
Clearly.
You could try to use the tombstones to predict the death of living Simpsons guest stars. But there's something odd about most of the ones who haven't died yet.
All their deaths are listed as the same date. And that's it. So,
What?
Spooky apocalypse! Woo!
Okay. So let me just say that this is kind of an earlier one. This is older. It's kind of a classic, if you ask people. So what'd you guys think of it?
Huh.
Credited to K.I. Simpson. Okay. Well, that's the guy who did it. I guess.
Huh.
Just to end?
I don't.
You got nothing? Neither of you have nothing?
No, nothing.
I mean, well, okay. First of all, it didn't chill me at all.
I mean,
maybe it's because we've read some of these lost episode things, and
Guess what? We ain't done yet.
And I'm just running out of patience the more and more we do them.
I will say this. It's interesting. I wouldn't say it's like half-assed like some other stories we've read, because there's thought put into it, and they got. My problems with this are, 1, it doesn't really go anywhere. 2,
yeah,
they made it like, oh, Matt Groening knew about this and blah 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 blah. The one chilling part that did give me the creeps is that last line. All it does have are listed as the same date. When they establish that clearly they're getting the dates correct in the earlier deaths,
right,
and that is creepy to me, but not when it comes from the Simpsons. That's like saying you're all gonna die. Love the Teletubbies. Kind of kills.
I'm sure
the
there's a Teletubby creepypasta.
Oh,
yeah.
There is, I bet.
Yeah, I read it, and it's shit. What about you, Austin? What did you think of it? Come on, will you fucking
elaborate?
Yeah, you did.
All right, listen.
Hey, listen. No, don't you be no. It isn't bad enough to walk out on.
All right, so here's the thing.
You have to talk into the microphone.
Yes, this time I do. Here's the thing. I equate this very much to Batman versus Superman. There's a lot of good ideas, right?
Xavier is like zoning out.
Fuck that. Anyway, no, there's a lot of good ideas in this, but they're not executed.
I agree.
Well, it's a
That's how I felt about Barbie.avi too.
Like I get. Well, let's not spoil how I felt.
This comes out after that.
Anyway, all of their deaths is listed on the same date. It had potential. Like I get what you're trying to say. Oh, maybe the end of the world is going to happen on
right, and
that
somehow
date.
they know this because they got Michael Jackson and George Harrison's death correct, and all the other stars that have died, and but it doesn't go anywhere.
I got nothing. Like there wasn't enough like backstory into why this is a curse.
I will give him this though. It doesn't make me inherently angry.
I mean, okay.
I'm so tired at this point.
And something else that I got to give it too is that I am honestly more curious about Matt Groening than anything else that is happening here.
Yeah, like how did he know? Why would he write this?
Like, was he having like visions or like some kind of demonic thing going
I'll have
on
to
here?
look up and see if there's like a sequel or something.
Mastradamus?
Mastradamus.
Marjodamus. I don't know.
Homer Damus.
Homer dumbass. That actually
Good one.
Sounds like a Simpsons
And also this might be because I've never been connected to Simpsons.
Well, and I watched The Simpsons growing up. That was something me and my brother would do, and it's not hitting me.
I don't care.
Yeah, it doesn't really feel like Simpsons. Kind of like how Sonic.exe didn't feel like
We
Sonic.
don't speak of that.
Well, but that's the point I'm trying to make. Is like even with that, it doesn't feel right. It doesn't. If they made it more like the show instead of just continuously, like if they had it like, oh, it's happy-go-lucky, but there's all like these really negative tones throughout. Like that would have been better to me.
Yeah, like honestly, the sense I'm getting here is that
I
almost like, I don't want to say it like this, but have you ever seen the "Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared"?
Yeah.
That's
I love that series.
That's kind of what it's making me think of. Like, it starts off kind of okay, fine, but then it like becomes
gets
more
ridiculous.
sinister.
Yeah.
But that never really happened. It was just kind of like, oh, okay, Bart is dead all of a sudden.
Yeah, Bart's dead, and then they're sitting at the table.
Everybody's crying,
and then they go, and Bart didn't get buried because they said fuck it, and then everyone else died, and that was the story.
I'll be honest.
Yeah.
I don't care. Like no, I don't care about the story at all. Like it's
Okay, well that's
I
fair.
feel like I wasted my time, and more than anything, it's
So that being said, how do you feel it was cooked?
I don't care.
No, you have to pick one or the other. Overcooked, undercooked, or cooked just right. Clearly not cooked just right. None of us feel
Well, I, Tina Fey, believe that this was undercooked.
that. Yeah, I agree. No, I take that back. I think this is overcooked.
Why?
I think it's hyper realism overcooked. And the reason why I say that is because it's throwing too much at me and not explaining enough. It's doing way too much.
I don't care.
And I'd say for the same reasons, I'd say it's undercooked because it feels like there's a lot, but it's underdeveloped. There's nothing to it.
Well, the reason why I'm saying overcooked is because it's throwing at me in such a small amount of time, and it felt like, okay, here's cooking, here's more, and then there you go, and I'm just like, you could have taken your time with this, and it would have been phenomenal.
Well, yeah, and that's why I'm saying like it feels undercooked because if they had added more to those parts, if they had like
all right,
put
fine, I
in
guess
the
I'm
effort.
undercooked. I guess.
I mean, that's what I'm trying to say. Like. I agree. Like,
yeah, like why were there viruses on that website?
Why were there viruses? Like, a lot of stuff is just kind of thrown to the side.
Again,
just the mere mention of Dead Bart gets Matt Groening's panties in a bunch.
I'm telling you, it's the Batman versus Superman.
If you're Matt Groening listening, please don't take any offense to that last remark.
Yeah, we're talking about the guy who wrote you. The guy who wrote you.
Yeah, not you.
Yeah, fictional Matt Groening.
But you know what? I think we can sum this up in the words of the Honest Meditation guy.
Fuck that.
Fuck that. Oh, damn it.
You almost.
Almost. Hey, let's read some comments.
Sure.
What is that? Resonate Pep says 6 out of 10. It was okay, but the only thing that wasn't convincing was excuse me, wasn't convincing at all was the video. You just added the TV effect in Sony Vegas. What the fuck are you talking? Oh, they must be talking about the video attachment, which is terrible. I've seen that, and it's terrible. Yeah, it doesn't really do anything. Why did you take 4 points away from it just based on that alone?
Honestly, it wouldn't be the video that made me think that.
Mr. Zelda fan 123. This actually made me feel uneasy. Until the third last paragraph when I saw the words hyper-realistic. That threw me off.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah. yeah.
I'm just gonna whisper that whenever I see it now.
Slender Dude J4. R.I.P. Bart. He kicked the window of a plane and went splat. Idiot.
Why did you choose that accent?
That is a true critic.
Okay, I got one. I will go roll up.
Okay.
Henry Hoban, hotmail.com.
Oh, now I have your email. Jesus, fucking Austin, calm down, man.
I ate half a thing of Neapolitan ice cream before we recorded this. I have no idea why people like this story. It's the pasta that started my hate on this genre as a whole, save exceptions like The Lost Episodes or Candle Cove, with too many cliches in place. 2.3 out of 10. Henry?
Where are you getting the 0.3, dude?
Henry.
It's pity points.
Where were you on Sonic.exe? We needed you, man.
Yeah, like I said, this came before Sonic.exe.
Yeah, and that's
I'm
the
like
thing
99% sure about that.
That's the thing about this comment system too. It only says it looks like it only says
No, that's July of this year.
Okay. Wow. Okay. Well then.
So I mean, let's jump back a bit.
The top
see
one.
That first one, yeah.
Axel, no. Axel, Ax 2142. Well, this story
escalated.
Quickly.
This story escalated quickly. 0 out of 10.
And this, I think we'll do this one. The Conquered T Squirrel says, "I like this because I like The Simpsons, and it was well written, and had that odd twist. The death dates were the same, like a lot of pasta should. And Bart isn't really my favorite character, so it's all good to read this.
I don't like Bart.
I am a robot."
Yeah, fuck Bart.
What fucking kind of comment is that?
I don't like Bart.
I don't like him. He should be dead.
I like this because I like The Simpsons, and it was well written, and that had that odd twist. The death dates were the same, like a lot of pasta should.
And Bart isn't really my favorite character,
so it's good to read this.
If you he does write it like not donut.
Caboose.
Caboose.
I was about to ask, were you reading like Caboose?
Yeah, that's what I was doing. Yeah, if you just pretend it's Caboose saying it, it makes it so much better.
Hey,
yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Hey, in the mortal worlds of Griff. Fuck it.
Well, so that was Dead Bart. Let us know what you think. Leave us a comment. If you're watching this on YouTube, like and comment and subscribe and all that good stuff. If you're on SoundCloud, follow us, iTunes, all that bullshit, and send us an email, MrDeathProductions@hotmail.com. I'm not gonna say this all because I say it all again anyway, and I'm sick and tired of fucking repeating myself because people don't fucking listen.
Could you say that again?
Fuck you. I said I don't like repeating myself.
Oh.
But thank you all for listening. Till next time. The mystery is on. I don't know where I'm going.
This is Tina Fey signing off.
This is Andrew Ryan.
I'm Paul. Bye, guys.
Thanks for listening. Stay starchy, my friends.
I love you.
And thanks for listening to Spooky Spaghetti. The story. I keep wanting to call this like Bart's suicide or something like that. We'll get to that story, but no. Dead Bart was written by K.I. Simpson, and it can be found on the Creepypasta Wiki. Today's episode featured the voice talents of myself, Austin Ketchel, and Xavier Long. The official artwork for the show was done by the lovely Melissa Hicks, and you can find her at melissajuliannehicks.com. Our logo was created by Nate Duncan, and you can find him at thearcane.deviantart.com. Our music is by Kevin MacLeod at Incompetech. Our music is by Kevin MacLeod at Incompetech.com, Doug Holmes at SoundCloud.com/DH1022, and Ben Sound at bensound.com. Our opening and ending theme song is Creepy Doll by Jonathan Colton. Please check him out at jonathancolton.com. If you got a suggestion for us, or you just want to send us some good comments, email us at mr.productions@outlook.com. And thanks for listening. I don't get better at these. Then I think about it. I just try and talk into a microphone with no input whatsoever, and I can't do it. So fuck, I'm going to sleep.